In the midst of this pandemic, millions of people are relying on mail carriers and delivery workers for essential supplies. The Postal Service, meanwhile, is struggling financially, seeking help from Congress and under fire from the president, who says he won't back financial relief unless the Postal Service raises rates. Amna is back with a report based on talks with postal and delivery workers on the front lines every day about the risks they face and the challenge of staying safe.
Every morning in Louisville, Mississippi, LaTanya Outlaw and the mail clerks she supervises at this post office gather in a circle outside and 6 feet apart.
Effective immediately.
It's their daily safety protocol meeting, standard during the pandemic.
Avoid ringing the doorbell when possible.
LaTanya has added another team ritual.
We pray that, we're covered through the day and that we can be at work and work safely and return home to our families safely.
LaTanya and her team are some of the 630,000 U.S. Postal Service workers sorting and delivering mail to millions of Americans every day. But that is not without risk. More than 2,500 Postal Service employees have tested positive for the virus, and according to the American Postal Workers Union, more than 60 have died. They aren't the only ones on the front lines. They join workers from companies like FedEx and UPS, who are among the essential workers keeping people connected, delivering packages from shuttered businesses, groceries to families sheltering in place, and prescriptions straight to patients' doorsteps.
UPS calls me a service provider, but I'm a truck driver. I deliver packages for a living.
Steve O'Connell has been with UPS 15 years and says he's never been busier.
I gotta go work.
10 to 12-hour days are his new normal.
I'll have nightmares of the amount of packages that are in the truck on a daily basis that you really have to stop and take a deep breath when you see it.
And he knows the risk he faces each shift. He's seen it up close at the Boston UPS facility where he works.
It was just weekly, 1 to 2 to 3 guys would go out and one would come back, another one would go out. You would ask, where is this guy? Oh, he's out on COVID.
According to O'Connell's union, Teamsters Local 25, 5 employees at that UPS facility tested positive for COVID-19, and another 5 were presumptive positives. UPS told the NewsHour that they do not disclose positive cases to the media and said in a statement that they are vigilantly taking steps to protect the health and welfare of employees, customers, and the general public. But back in March, O'Connell worries he carried the virus home from work. His wife, Hannah, was diagnosed by her doctor with COVID-19 despite testing negative. Just 33 years old, she was hit hard.
Watching her trying to walk from the couch to the bathroom and then come back in tears because she can't breathe. And with the 2-year-old running around and he doesn't understand what's wrong with his mom, and it was difficult.
Should we put some banana in it?
Today, Hannah is slowly recovering, and after 2 weeks of self-quarantining, O'Connell is now back at work, wearing this Boston Strong mask for protection in a place he says social distancing is near impossible.
Every truck is right next to each other. Everyone's crammed in a hallway together trying to get, the board in the morning. And there are guys who have kids with brain tumors, wives who's got over breast cancer, and they're scared to death. They don't want to bring the virus home.
As a shopper for Shipt, Target's delivery service, Willie Solis is an essential worker right now, but the job is essential for him too.
I honestly open up my bank account to see how much money's there and figure out if it's something that I have to go out and venture out into the world to kind of expose myself to make money. Today's one of those days.
Solis, who is immunocompromised, has his own rituals to stay safe before entering a store. He repeats his rules to reduce his anxiety.
Remember social distancing. Remember to give yourself some space. 6 feet apart.
After he leaves each store, an exhaustive decontamination. Disinfectant spray on his clothes and even his hat, then immediately washing his clothes and showering once back in his home. It's stressful, he says, but he can't afford to stop working.
If it wasn't for the limited amount of times that I'm out there, I wouldn't have any money to put in gas in my car or food on the tables.
The work of these essential workers can seem thankless. Their customers are hidden behind closed doors. The less contact, the safer they all stay. But more and more during this pandemic, some customers are finding ways to connect and show their gratitude to the workers they've come to rely on. In Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 11-year-old Emerson Weber, an avid and prolific letter writer, decided to write one to her own mail carrier, Doug.
Why did you decide to write him a letter?
I knew he saw a lot of letters, but he may not receive a lot, so I just wanted to put it in there to brighten his day during work.
Hi, how are you?
Doug shared the letter with his boss, who shared it with more colleagues, who shared it with more. Next thing she knew, Emerson was getting letters from postal workers across the entire country.
There were people writing and saying things like, I work alone in a small rural post office. People writing and saying, my kids all live far away. Did you expect that total strangers would open up like that?
I certainly didn't.
Her father, Hugh Weber.
And we sat as a family and just read them all aloud. And it was also this moment of recognizing how much we needed that kind of echo back.
New connections made, even as old ones are tested.
Go!
At the end of every day for LaTanya Outlaw, another ritual before she can greet her 2 young children.
I always try to keep that distance before I actually go and get myself ready for the end of the day.
Is that odd for you to not walk in the door and immediately be able to hug your kids?
You know, it's hurtful to a certain degree, but I know we have to maintain that distance just for a short period of time until I can get myself in a position where I feel safe enough to give them hugs and kisses. And it is just still such a blessing to be safe and well.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Amna Nawaz.